One of the most divisive players in the league is Nikola Jokic. With his incredible offensive skills, such as his passing and court vision, which are deadly even for a guard, let alone a 6'11" center, Jokic, an all-time great, already sets himself apart from the rest of the NBA. Let's see what his peers think of the Joker, who is also one of the most likable basketball players. Another outstanding player from the Balkans is Luka Doncic. Being from essentially the same culture and being outstanding offensive players with virtually no weaknesses in their game, Luka and Nikola's friendship came naturally to them. As we all know, the two are very close friends and have a great deal of respect for one another, so since Luke Walton has heard all of the compliments Luke has given Jokic, we'll change things up a little this time with a humorous anecdote. When JJ asked Luka on the JJ Redick podcast if he believed that European celebrities were easier to maintain than Americans, Luka replied, "If we talk about each star separately, Jokic, he's just a different guy, he loves his horses." He just responded, no way, no chance, when I tried to persuade him to join Instagram. I'm not sure if European celebrities require less upkeep than Americans, but I do know that you can make a lot of money using social media sites like Instagram and TikTok, and Jokic doesn't give a damn, he just loves his horses. There is no doubt that the Joker has priorities. Despite being one of the NBA's most outspoken players, Draymond Green is cautious about what he says. He truly likes the Joker and didn't want his remark regarding Jokic's defense to be misinterpreted. We all adore the Joker offensively, I believe, but he needs to improve defensively right now if they are ever going to win anything. Torrey Craig will be defeated by Patrick Beverley from behind the half-court line, and this is just a simple rotation that takes little effort to stop the ball. Here's another instance where he doesn't do his rotation. If they're going to win, he needs to improve. You have to have an impact on this side of the game as well, if you're going to win anything significant, and he hasn't done that. Players often benefit from criticism like this because they see that they're not blamed for their shortcomings, but rather given useful information. If they're not egocentric, they will accept the criticism and improve, and Jokic did just that. Giannis is one of the few players who can dominate the game as much as Jokic does, but their playing styles are completely different. Giannis is a physically intimidating monster, while Jokic's style is more focused on passing and soft touch. Both players should have a lot of respect for one another. Giannis is a funny guy, but when it comes to basketball, he doesn't take it lightly. He's one of those guys who's having a great season and he only goes about basketball, he takes care of business, and he only cares about basketball. I love that about people like that. Kevin Durant is one of the most versatile players in league history. He's a 7-footer who can break you off the dribble, shoot from deep into defense as well as big men. Even KD, who struggles to articulate everything the big man brings to the Nuggets table, is aware that Jokic is something invisible. There's really no upper limit to what you can say about him. When you label guys, you take away from them a little bit. You can call him a guard 1 second, then a guard the next. I look to him more as I wouldn't say a point, but I suppose he can bring the ball up the court and coordinate the offensive play in the post. Sam moves on to the next. LeBron James is obviously one of the greatest players of all time. The King is the all-time leader in total points in a career, but you can argue that his greatest asset throughout his career has been the ability to see the open man and deliver the ball just where it needs to be. You can say the same thing about the Joker, and if you don't feel like it, LeBron will say it for you. The guy has an unbelievable talent to see the floor and see the plays before they happen. You could go back and look at Arvydas Sabonis and things he was doing with his passing ability. If you go and look at his national games or him being back home before he got to the league, he's probably doing the same thing. The pass is just a rewarding thing, not for yourself, but for your teammates. Everyone feels involved, and when you're the best player on the team and guys still feel like they're just as important as the best player on the team because he's sharing the ball, he wants the ball moved side to side and loves to see success of his teammates. It just makes it so much easier for your teammates to play with you. No small fee coming from the King's mouth, but very much deserved praise for the Nuggets big man. The Phoenix Suns got the best of Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets in the 22-21 playoffs, beating them in Devin Booker. The sweep in the Western Conference semifinals, being down in Game 4 after a miss. The Joker became irate and let it out by hard fouling Cameron Payne. The Suns then jumped him, which resulted in a violent exchange between Devin Booker and Nikola Jokic. After the game, Booker was questioned about the altercation with Jokic, to which he replied, "I think it was just an emotional play, and all I said was just that was a dirty play, and I don't think he meant harm by it," after just a frustration foul. A few years later, Jokic's Nuggets are playing Devin Booker and the Suns once more, but this time Jokic and his squad received the first 2 laughs after Game 2 of the series being 2, which is not in Denver's favor. Booker encouraged his teammates to maintain their confidence because this is what the playoffs are all about. When I first entered the locker room, I said, "I love it, I just love playoff basketball. You have to embrace this because not many people get the opportunity to do what we're doing, and it's even more important than them liking and complimenting one another. When an opposing player's success motivates you to improve, you know you're headed in the right direction." Stephen Curry is a huge fan of the Joker, so you have to respect his ability to shoot from outside as well as his toughness. He puts pressure on you throughout the game by posting up driving in the paint, but he also made 3 threes tonight. He is obviously an incredible playmaker, so you can't let players move around him. Stephen Curry has one of the deadliest defensive skills in league history, so much so that Nikola Jokic considers him the most impressive player in the league. Because he sees the court so well, even when it comes to offensive rebounds and tip-ins, everyone on defense must be on guard, blocking passing lanes and angles. He plays so well around the rim, knows how to move, and knows how to get around it and finish, so he essentially has a full package, and it is extremely difficult to defend him when the guys are shooting shots around him. He is undoubtedly the MVP for a reason, and he may be playing just as well now as he did the previous season. I'm not sure how to get him even more excited, but one player who might be Joel Embiid. The 76ers big man is the one who is most envious of Jokic's achievement. Joel Embiid, the two big men have been in MVP conversations for the last 3 years, and Jokic has beaten Embiid to it twice. Embiid has been playing amazing himself, but still has not gotten over the disappointment of the past seasons, always grumbling about the ways the criteria for the MVP award changes from year to year, indirectly taking shots at Jokic. The criteria does change if we want to talk about the last 3 years since I've been in the running for it. The first year it was that I didn't play enough games. Last year I came back, played enough games, I led the league in scoring, and obviously Nikola deserved it more and he won it, but then again he won it as a 6th seed in the West, and then this year I'm leading the league in scoring again. I'm doing all of these things defensively. I should be making an all-defensive team too. I don't care, but every year it's something, and when you add analytics to it, which don't make sense, you can talk about analytics all you want when you got some guys in the league. The eye test tells you that they're not good defensively, but analytics tell you that they're the best defenders. That's when analytics don't make sense at all. I don't make the rules, I don't choose whatever criteria that they use, so it's really about whatever people's preferences are. With the 2023 NBA MVP award now belonging to Embiid, let's hope he'll start appreciating the Joker's game. Who knows, maybe he'll learn a trick. Paul George, or two, being one of the league's most versatile defenders, Paul George is obviously relevant enough to discuss how hard it is to contain the Joker on offense. He's just like, it's crazy because, as you know, he's not the most athletic player on the floor, but he just knows his game. He is a really challenging player to defend, in my opinion, because he simply knows who he is on the court. If you put a tiny person on him, he punishes them in the paint. If you put someone his size on him, he uses his cunning and intelligence. One of the league's most explosive players is Donovan Mitchell, a 6'3" combo guard who uses most of his elite athletic ability to score over opponents in the paint. Over the years, he has improved as a three-point shooter, spreading his game even farther outside the paint, and finished a career season averaging 28.3 points. Spider knows that Jokic is the key player in a career season. I'm not sure how many players have won it 3 times in a row, but Jokic is incredible right now. He's succinct and direct, which is what we all think of him, even though he didn't win MVP. I'm not sure if you've all been watching what he's been doing. In any case, Jokic's 2022 to 2023 campaign has been outstanding, and both the players and the coaches are aware of it. Jokes aside, the media and pretty much everyone else are aware of it, with the exception of Joel Embiid. Now that the Joker is playing at his peak, let's all get together and take in the spectacle as the playoffs are approaching.